So, if you've ever come across a weight loss product that sounds too good to be true, you're right, because it probably is. We've all seen the ads screaming to you, try this, or boost your metabolism in just a few days. Well, today I am here to help you tune out all the noise and figure out what's actually worth your time, starting with my simple 5-step framework that helps you evaluate all of these flashy claims. Hey, if you're new here, I'm Marissa, and I help you enjoy your food, feel strong in your body without diet culture constantly influencing you, and ultimately, I want you to feel revved about taking care of your health. So let's dive into how you can evaluate claims that you might see pertaining to supplements. So, step one, I want you to look for real evidence. Try to ask yourself, what's the science behind this? And don't stop at a quick Google search. Try to dig deeper. Reliable evidence comes from systematic reviews or meta analyses, which compile data from multiple studies in order to provide a well rounded review. So, how do you find that? First, you want to visit reputable databases like PubMed or Cochrane Library or Google Scholar. You'll use keywords on the ingredient that you're searching for, like green tea, and then systematic review or guarana, meta-analysis. And then focus on publications in peer-reviewed journals or by respected organizations like the NIH or WHO. Also, what to look for is really clear research objectives. Does the review focus on the ingredient or claim that's in question? Is it a high quality source, such as randomized, well designed, and from reputable journals? And then do they offer what we call balanced conclusions, right? Does the review, actually acknowledge the limitations that might be present in the research, or is it overly confident in its results? So after this step, you will have a clearer sense of whether or not a product is, if their claims are grounded in the science or if there's just a lot of marketing fluff. Step two, I want you to check the actual ingredients. Take a look at the ingredient list, and are the ingredients even listed, right? That's a red flag if they aren't. Even if they are, do they have a history of studied effectiveness, right? And then most importantly, is the dose high enough to even matter? Even an ingredient with good research behind it won't work if there's not enough of it in the product. Like, let me explain with a coffee analogy. Imagine someone hands you a drink and says, this has caffeine, so it'll wake you up. Then you find out it only has a teaspoon of coffee in it. Like, you'd laugh. Sure, it technically contains caffeine, but is it actually enough to make a difference? Probably not. So the same goes for supplements. Even if the ingredients have some evidence behind them, you have to ask, right? Am I getting enough of them to actually see the results? So often the answer is no. Step three, watch out for red flags. Okay, so this is where you need to channel your inner detective and then look really closely at the claims that the product is making and also the buzzwords that they're using. So words like detox and fat burner and clinically proven or all natural, right, might sound reassuring, but they're often vague and often misleading. A big red flag is anything promising quick or effortless results like lose 10 pounds in a week or burn fat while you sleep, right? These claims, they are preying on people's desires for all of those fast fixes, almost always fail to deliver. Okay. And it could really be quite harmful. So, another clue to watch out for is over reliance on testimonials versus research. So, what I mean by this is if the marketing is filled with before and after photos, but there's literally no scientific data, then that's probably a sign that the product is leaning too heavily on emotional appeal rather than real evidence. And then finally, I want you to check if the product avoids specifics. So what I mean by that is if there's no clear explanation on how it works or like no transparency about the ingredients themselves, then it's probably best to steer clear because that's a big red flag. Okay, step four, follow the money. Show me the money. So ask yourself, who benefits from this claim? Is it an influencer paid to promote the product? Is it a company with sort of vested interest? The source of the claim matters. And if it is someone trying to sell you something, take it with a grain of salt. So take a moment to think about where the information is actually coming from. Is it coming from a celebrity? Is it coming from an influencer? They generally have no nutrition expertise. They did not go to school for nutrition. They probably don't read research articles. They are likely being paid as well for their endorsement. Is it a company that's pouring money into marketing campaigns but offering literally no transparency about their research? So if so, we want to approach it with skepticism. They have a lot of money in the game. Also, look for any conflicts of interest. For example, if a study, right, cited by the company was funded by the very brand selling the product, well, that's a huge red flag. Legitimate scientific research is usually conducted by independent organizations or universities, not by the people who are trying to sell you something, okay? And it goes for if you are looking at a product too, and there's no third-party reviews, third-party meaning it's an unbiased organization that is evaluating the actual product that has no skin in the game. Instead, I want you to look for evidence from independent third-party experts, those who don't have a financial stake in whether you buy the product. Ask who profits from the claim. That's such a powerful way to filter out all of the noise and focus on credible information. Step 5, think about your own goals. So this step is really asking yourself the right questions, not just, does this claim make sense in general, but does this claim make sense for me, for my body, for my goal? All right. So start with the basics here. Does the product align with how weight loss and health actually work? If the claim sounds like magic, burn fat with no effort, with only a few drops on your tongue, right? It's likely too good to be true. Real change comes from consistent habits, not from a pill, not from a miracle cure. So another question I like to ask, is it targeting a problem that you actually have? For example, if a product claims to suppress appetite, but you're already struggling to eat enough due to a busy schedule or stress, right? It's not solving your actual problem. And then I want you to consider the practicality of the product, right? Will it fit into your life in a way that feels actually sustainable? And then do you even want the outcome that it promises, right? A product might promise rapid weight loss. At what cost, right? Side effects, stress, restriction, that overshadows any short-term benefit. So takeaway, health isn't one size fits all. What works or claims to work for someone may not actually be helpful or even appropriate for you. Before jumping in, take a moment to reflect on what you truly need to feel good in your body and whether this product realistically supports that. And there you have it, right? 5-step framework to help you cut through the noise and evaluate all of these claims with a little more confidence, just a little bit more. If that was helpful, I've got even more tips waiting for you. Every week, I share real evidence-based nutrition advice with my email subscribers. Never any gimmicks, just practical information that you can actually use in your everyday life. So sign up below to join the community and take the first step toward getting healthier and happier.